EDC Repair Kit, let's check it out. Guys, things break, things happen, and it's great to have the tools you need to fix whatever you have, whether it's EDC or prepping survival. We're going to take a look today at the EDC Repair Kit. We have a lot of things in here that can help you repair, attach different gear, hold things together, build a shelter. This is one kit that has a lot of different things to it. I'll be honest with you, I just kind of thought it up. You know, I was working on one of my get-home bags and I had repair things all throughout the bag. And it's just a great way to get everything together in one place. And if you need to fix something, just pull out that kit. It's pretty full. You can trim this down if you want, but we're just going to show you a lot of the items that are in here. Guys, today we're going to take a look at a repair kit. And this is for EDC, but also this can be something for survival, for your car, for a bug-out bag, and really take care of some of the things, minor repairs really, that you might face. And you have the ability to do things until you can get them fully repaired. Now this is just a Roaring Fire Ember Pro, great pouch. It has two sections. It's a really nice pouch, but you can have about anything that will fit the items in here. And guys, I've really tried to be very thorough when going through this kit. And so with that, it's pretty full. Now, you may be able to trim some of these down, but the big deal about this is to give you ideas to put together your own repair kit. Now again, there's two different sections, and of course this has MOLLE, it has a handle, and it's just suitable for what I like for EDC or admin stuff. And so we have some paracord pulls with YKK zippers, and it just pulls around so you can open this up and it just lays out. Now there is a section underneath, and this looks kind of crazy, but there is a method to my madness. And one of the first things you need is a good multi-tool. And I think that kind of goes without saying, but here we just have a Gerber. It's a great multi-tool, but any kind of multi-tool, and according to what size you want. Now for me, I chose one of the larger tools because it's more capable. And if I really need to do something, I've got a lot more leverage on the handle. The pliers are really thick, has a wire cutter, and obviously it has a lot of tools that are embedded into the handles. So this gives me a lot of possibility for many different things. With that being said, there are going to be some items in here that are a little bit redundant and maybe give me a little more capability than just the tool itself. Now I also have a pair of larger pliers, and these are just great. I like to have a really good quality set of pliers, and this really gets a lot of task for a small size. And so this Knipex, I have a number of these. They're made in Germany. They're just excellent. But whatever tool you want, and this really fits a channel lock, but you can do a lot of different things with it. But while there is a knife included with the Gerber, one thing that I want is maybe a small knife, and this is just one of those little Swiss Army knives. But what I really like is, number one, a pair of tweezers, and that's going to be just great to have, especially if you have to get something that's down lodged somewhere, but also just a small pick or a toothpick. And it's one of the things about the Victorinox, I mean, they're made for really survival, and so this makes a great little option, and it's tiny. Now I have included a flashlight. And so with the knife and the flashlight, I carry those for EDC. But this gives me something to be able to light up things, especially if I'm working in a dark area at night, or I just need to see a little clearer. And so this is just a small little Olight. It's the i5T EOS And then I also have a really tiny light here that's just a keychain light. Now, that's redundant. I probably don't need all of those lights. And again, I do have the light in my pocket. But if I really need light and my batteries go down, I have a couple of extras. And this fits on this little key fob. Now, one thing that's a big repair tool is duct tape. And here we have some that's actually sealed in the container. I leave it in that because it just helps preserve it. But there's a card inside, and this is just wrapped around it. And so this gives me a nice amount of duct tape, and yet it's very compact. I don't have a large roll. And I found this at like Home Depot one time, and I love these. But also, I have some super glue. And super glue is one of those things that if you need it, I mean, it really works well. The problem with super glue typically is it can dry out, so you want to keep track of that. And you can get one of the small little tubes to put in here that would really give you a better size. I just actually didn't have one. Now, one thing that I'm very pleased with, especially for repair, is the rip spool. And this is from Exotac. And I've shown this a number of times. This is one of my favorite tools for repair. We have duct tape around this, so I could possibly leave the duct tape out. But I think duct tape is so useful, it's good to have a little extra. And then I have a sewing needle. And actually, this is a sail needle. And it's huge, and it fits into the handle, and you have Kevlar thread here wrapped around this area. And you can see we've got quite a bit of duct tape. So this to me is one of those tools that's just almost indispensable. And I have a number of these in my kit because it gives me a sewing kit, it gives me, of course, the duct tape, and it gives me a really good option to be able to have in my hand where I might have gloved hands or I might need a little bit better gross motor skills. And these are from Exotac, and you do get a 20% off using Suits20, links down below. But I'm a big fan of Exotac, and we really appreciate those guys. Another thing is I have some safety pins. Safety pins are universal. I mean, they've been used forever, and just having a good set of safety pins. Also, just have some wire in here, and I have some twist ties. And I get these on all kind of things. I try to save them because, you know, they just work great for a lot of different things. If you just need to put something together and hold it, this works. And of course, the safety pins are great, especially for clothing. So if you don't have time to sew up something, you at least have the safety pins to get you through. And I like to keep that in a small bag so they don't get everywhere. Small screwdriver. And I like to have something small like this. I can use this actually to pry things, but it also has a magnet. And this one just allows me to be able to pick up things if I need to that are down in a crevice or something, and I can kind of pull this out. So just a magnet as much as the screwdriver. Now here on the back, I have some rubber bands. And you know, we don't use rubber bands, I think, like we used to, but you can get them really cheap. And I have a couple of Ranger bands with it as well. Rubber bands, you can tie things down, you can put a lot of pressure on them with the band by stretching these out, and then the Ranger bands are great and it gives you a little more of that security. So I love to have some kind of rubber bands. Now here I have some pulls for my jacket, and these are just zipper pulls. You can actually take this end and open it up, slip it through if you happen to have your zipper or a pull on your pack or a pull on your jacket or whatever, and you can attach these, and it gives you a little bit better pull. And I have just a safety pin right here to keep these all together. Big Sharpie, always needing a Sharpie for different things, but also I can use this Write in the Rain pad and I can write on here, or I can get one of the Fisher Space Pens and use that, which I typically keep those. But that way I can make notes if I need to do things, and this is just a great reference point. Now I like to have some kind of awl. There's a number of reasons. I use these for a lot of things around my shop, and having an awl to be able to puncture that point, but also have a scribe. And these are just tools that personally I use a lot. You could probably get by with just the awl instead of the scribe, but I like the scribe. So I wanted to put these in here, plus I wanted to have some kind of punch. Now, trying to decide what size punch, I wanted something that was substantial, but it wasn't too large. That gives me a lot more capability. Also, a little small Griffin tool, and they have larger ones. I decided to slip this one in, but this is a multi-tool. It has a nail puller, it has a wedge, or it has drivers all the way down. You can hook this, you can open up a bottle. I mean, it just gives you a lot of good possibilities, and I'm a big fan of the Griffin tool, but there are a number of different sizes, and the bigger you get, the more capable, but it takes up more room. Now here I have a knife sharpener, and this is one of the work sharps. It has the ceramic here and it has diamond on the back. And I actually have a larger set that's more of a tabletop set, but this is great just to be able to slip in your pack because you want to keep your knives and different things very sharp. Even a large tool, an axe or a hoe or whatever, and this gives you the ability to keep that sharp. And then I have just some little twist ties, and there's a number of these, and you can get, and I can't remember the brand, I think it might be Night Eyes or something, but it just gives you some ability to twist and tie things down if you need to, shore up some lines that are coming out, or you can attach this even to a pack if it's a small item. And they do make a number of sizes. This would kind of fit the same role as your twist ties, but the twist ties are so tiny, and this gives you that rubberized coating on it, so it's going to keep it from marring anything. Now this is the multitasker twist, and I got this actually from Walther, but I've gotten a couple of these. I think Kimber had sent one, and this is called the Twist, and it's just a great tool. Now this is really set more for a firearm. And it gives you a lot of different tools, but it also gives you even a punch. So if I wanted to leave off my punch, I could, because there's one here and this will fit in the end cap. And so it gives me just the ability to have that, and a scraper. But also, there's just a number of tools in this thing. This is a sight tool for an aim point, if you have an aim point, and then we have an AR-15 tool here. So this just gives you a number of tools here, but what I really like about this is not those tools, but it is a driver. So I have flathead, Phillips head, I have a number of different hex, and so this just gives me a lot of abilities to be able to get those smaller screws and to be able to use this without getting too big in my pack, and it's just very compact. Okay, let's turn it over, and we're going to the back section. You can see some of the stain from the wood is on here. Okay, paracord, that's a big one. You know, and I like to have just a hank of paracord. This is not a lot. I'm not looking for a lot. It just takes up a lot of room. But paracord, not only can you use this part of the cord, but this is a 7-strand 550 cord. So I can take this and use the smaller strands if I want to. But cordage is very important in survival, but also in repair. Little bottle of oil, and this is just some gun oil. I have a ton of these that they're given out as samples, and these are great to be able to lubricate things if you need to, and it's in a very small package, and it has kind of a child safety on here, so this isn't just going to come loose. And I have a few carabiners, and I wanted to have some that were small, a couple of different sizes, but these are Night Eyes, and this is just a cool little system that they do. You could get the same size, but I just grabbed a few out of my drawer, and so these just work well to be able to hook things to your pack, to be able to help repair things, but I just like these. And then I've got some military surplus tripwire. This is metal. It gives you a lot of capability. You can repair quite a few things with this. You can lash things down with it. I mean, there's a number of things. Plus, if you have trip alarms, this works well. This also works well. Zip ties, big time. I got 2 different sizes. I got small, and then I've got these mediums. This is about as big as I could get to put in my repair kit, but this will cover a lot of different things. And so this just gives me 2 capabilities. Honestly, I could go with just these and cut them off if I need to. But these are small and they kind of fit, and I'm not wasting all this capability. And then I just have some twine or just some bank line or whatever. This is just a little bit of cordage. It's thin. I can use this for a number of things. It also has a little razor here where I can cut it. Now, is this redundant? Yes. With the paracord, you know, I've got it, and I do have a number of different ways to tie things down. There is a small little tube in here where you can put things in here as well. So just kind of cool, and I threw this in. So guys, quite a bit of items that you can pack in a small kit. You have to be organized. It took me a while to get through everything and line it up. But if there are things that you want to add to the kit that you would carry, please leave them down in the comments below. It's a great place for people to be able to look and see, especially if they're building their own kit. And definitely there are some things here, again, that have some redundancy. And I'm sure that there are some things that are missing. So make sure you put those comments down there. And if you have an idea or a repair kit that you've been carrying for a long time, that would be a great addition as well. Again, guys, this fits your EDC, but it also can be used in a survival situation. And having something like this in your vehicle or in your pack, it just gives you a lot of options. So guys, having an EDC repair kit, it just helps not only with inconveniences or things that just need to be repaired, but it could be more of a life-threatening situation or something when you're in the field and you don't have the tools you need. You'll have a lot of the items here. It's not going to cover everything, but this will give you a fighting chance. And down in the comments, if you have some ideas that I left out, please leave them below. It's great to work with the prepping community. It gives us a lot of information and a way to build your EDC repair kit. And guys, we have just revamped our website at suitsgear.com. There's a lot of different suit swag over there, patches, t-shirts, but there's also a lot of my favorite products are there. We also have the Suits deals where we find all kind of deals and offer those to you guys at some of the best prices. Another thing that we do is a lot of the videos that were taken down by YouTube, which we call our contraband or banned videos, and all that's over on suitsgear.com. So check it out. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. What else have I got in here? What in the world have I got in here? I ain't got nothing in here. Okay, go on.
I know you're big love. I know this is big love.
Typically, it's just an inconvenience, but it could be something that is really needed in survival. Could be just everyday EDC. I said that. EDC repair kit. Let's check it. Kit. Let's get the kit going.